IBA Hour 1313.
Hi guys.
Bye.
Why should we even have a podcast?
I feel like podcasts are more engaging than just your traditional interview setup. And with the changing times, I feel like people like more conversational,
I want to listen at interviews have a lot of irrelevant things, but podcasts I think are more focused.
to the point.
जिन भी लोगों ने ज़िंदगी के अंदर कुछ अचीव किया and they have bring value to the world, they have did something for the world or they have did something for themselves, as they वो दूसरों के लिए inspiration भी हो सकते हैं.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm Dr. Lala Rukh-Ijaz. I'm the director for the Center of Entrepreneurial Development at IBA, and I have with me two students, Hassan and Isha, and we are here to discuss the podcast that we are starting, and we want your opinions and feedback. But right now, before we start, I want Hassan and Isha to introduce themselves. Hassan?
Hello guys, hello everyone. My name is Hassan Aziz. I'm actually from Hyderabad. I recently came to Karachi for my university, and I'm a freshman here at IBA, and just trying to pass the finals for the first semester.
Fantastic.
Hi
That's it.
everyone, this is Isha Gardezi. My story is pretty similar to Hassan. I also just moved to Karachi from Islamabad. I'm a BBA student, and yeah, we're pushing through to finals.
Fantastic. I don't have exams and I don't have finals, but I have a lot of grading to do. So I'm also soldering on and pushing through. So somebody from Hyderabad, somebody from Islamabad, I'm from Karachi, and we are here and we are actually inviting ideas and suggestions on what kind of a podcast should we be running. So guys, how did you find out about the podcast?
Actually, I check my emails, so through my
Wow.
emails, I got to know about the podcast.
Yeah.
And I was already interested in podcasts. I used to listen podcasts during my free time or just while driving or just going to the gym. So I was I need to do this.
Okay, what about you?
For me, it was very random. I just saw an email one day, and then I was free at the time when the interviews were going on, and I love podcasts. I thought this might be cool. So I walked in, and here I am.
Fantastic. What do you think podcasts do? Why should we even have a podcast?
I feel like podcasts are more engaging than just your traditional interview setup. And with the changing times, I feel like people like more conversational topics and
Yes.
dialogues.
And also for the podcaster, it brings value to the people. They know this topic of podcast is, so they know this is relevant for me. I want to listen at interviews have a lot of irrelevant things, but podcasts I think are more focused.
To the point.
To the point.
Yeah, you think so? मैं कोई research देख रही थी और उसके अंदर पता लगा कि 88% of the people listen to podcasts to learn, around 87% for entertainment, 71% because they want to just listen to something while they are doing something else,
Yeah.
and then 71% value other people's opinions. So that's what they want to hear. जब हम IBA की podcast की बात करते हैं, because this is big.
It is.
What do you think this podcast should be covering? इसकी क्या theme होनी चाहिए और हमें इसके अंदर हमारी audience कौन है और हम क्या बात करना चाह रहे हैं?
I think that जिन भी लोगों ने ज़िंदगी के अंदर कुछ अचीव किया and they have bring value to the world, they have did something for the world or they have did something for themselves, as they वो दूसरों के लिए inspiration भी हो सकते हैं. So I guess these are the things I think we should be covering for the podcast.
And for me, I think it brings such a nice creative element to IBA because people have this perception of us that we're just academic, and that's not
Yeah.
true. We have so much diversity within
Yes.
the community, and it's great that we have this platform where we can show everyone, with teachers and students.
Absolutely. So I think what we tried doing, audience, is that we had a lot of brainstorming sessions with people who had shown interest in our call for volunteers in our podcast program, and Hassan and Isha are examples of that. इसके अलावा we have a whole team that we would like to introduce towards the end of the podcast. But the whole team, we've sat down, had multiple sessions on the kind of podcast we want to create and make for you guys. And of course, I think not just for students, but for anybody in the audience, whether it's entrepreneurs, whether it's academics, whether it's corporations. I think inspiring stories and courageous stories and stories about how things have been turned around, how adversity has been changed into positivity. उसको highlight करना बहुत important है. So yeah, so then starting from the name.
the name.
The
Yeah.
name.
It was a process, for
Yeah.
sure.
IBR 1313 is what we settled on, but it was not easy.
No.
We went through a series of discussions and shooting down names and coming up with new ones. And then, we settled on 1313. Why 1313?
So, I mean, 1313 is just a symbol of hope, and
Yeah.
that's what I feel like everyone is looking towards, hope these days. It's
So yeah, absolutely agree. I think 1313 is that hour of divinity in which, you are powering through confidence and hope, as you said, and you turn your life around. So there's
Yeah.
always, whether there are challenges, whether there are obstacles, whether there are barriers, there's always some purpose you've been born for, and there is some divine help, and then your own confidence that makes you turn things around. So that essentially captures what podcast 1313, IBR 1313 means, and I think that we will have a lot of guests who have
reflect those
Yeah.
values.
absolutely that reflect
And
those
also
values.
help our audience to maybe in the audience some of the people have that hour of 1313
Yeah,
who
oh
can
my
click
God.
that, with the guests,
Absolutely.
with the conversations.
So you can relate to the guests, you
and
can be
it
inspired
can be
by
a
the
turning
guests.
point for like some of the audiences if they get
You
some
never
value.
know.
We never know.
You never know.
With the value
Absolutely.
from
We
the-
hope.
yeah.
We really hope,
We hope.
that that's
Yeah.
the case. Right. So the place. How did you hear that? I mean, it's
That
been a
was an-
challenge, isn't it?
I think that was
Yes.
the most difficult thing we've encountered so
Yeah.
far to find our setup, because it's
Yeah.
so important. It's the heart of your entire podcast.
Yes.
And I think you guys did a lot of work on that side, right?
Stop.
Yeah, because
I did a lot.
yeah, you did a lot.
I did a lot.
Even if she doesn't want to own it, you want to. I did a
I
lot.
own it. I stayed here.
I think we picked him for his humility more than anything else.
That's nice. So yeah, I wasn't keen on this setup. I just thought that we'd do it in the podcast studio, but my ideas were shot down. And eventually, I think we've decided on this space. And
I think it's a great setup.
Yeah, I'm happy
it's a
with
great
it.
setup.
well, I really hope that everybody enjoys
Yeah.
the setup as well.
Yeah.
And we have a strong team, a strong student team and a strong CED team, and I'd like everybody who's here to just quickly
Round up.
here and say their highs to.
We have a really big team, and it's both
Yeah.
students and faculty. So
Yeah,
it takes so many people to
Faculty
get here.
and also the people from
CED
the
staff. We want the CED staff to
Just
be here.
come on in.
Just hurry
Acha.
up because we don't have.
Yay.
So guys, a lot of hard work has gone to making this podcast, and we have with us our dedicated team. Not all of them, but a lot of them here right now, our students and IBA CED team at the IBR 1313.
Guys.
Bye.
Should-